My fellow students, I stand before you today not as your president who has been dead for 40 years, but as a figurehead that has been resurrected to complain about the current administration's policies. And have been recreated in this form by David Morris, a senior at Spring Creek High School. I have stood idly by while the administration of Spring Creek High School has slowly reduced the liberties and privileges of the students of SCHS for no reason whatsoever. First, there was the graduation date. This didn't directly deal with me, and I thought the administration actually did a surprisingly good job of asking students' opinion and the acting on those opinions. Then, there was the dance policy. I stood by, making comments to my fellow students. However, it never directly affected me, so I didn't feel the need to do anything. After all, you have to have a girlfriend to want her to come to the dance with you. Recently, however, a few issues have been brought to my attention that truly merit argument. First of all, there is a lawsuit that has been filed by Mrs. Forbes against the parents who circulated a petition to get her fired. I truly cannot believe that Mrs. Forbes doesn't have the emotional maturity to move on regarding these issues. Even that, however, would have escaped my leering, sarcastic commentary. What has truly gotten under my skin is the newly revamped cell phone policy. The policy, as quoted from the Power School website, is as follows. Students, starting with the 07 through 08 school year, you may only use cell phones before school or after school. Cell phones are not permitted to be used during regular school hours including lunchtime. This includes text messaging. Teachers will confiscate any cell phone from any student who is seen using a cell phone during school hours. Violations will be recorded on student discipline logs as per the SCHS student handbook. That is all. Now, despite the misspellings, I believe I have understood the message correctly when I say that this is a rule of complete bull. I will now list out my reasons. First of all, in today's day and age, it is a necessity to own a cell phone. Not only are they great for staying in touch with other people, but they are required if you want to stay in contact with your parents. The administration has told us that we are free to use the phone in the front of the building. However, I do not think the administration has considered how many students contact parents at lunch. In addition to this, the administration has failed to realize that many conversations are private, and I, personally, do not want every minute of my conversation with my parents heard by the office staff. Secondly, the policy is completely unenforceable. If I can make a text message secretly during Mr. Clinky's class, then I can do it anywhere. Who is going to check every single student? Thirdly, what right does the administration have to interfere with what we do during lunch? As long as we stay on campus, don't bring deadly weapons, obey all laws, and don't disturb others, they should have no control over what we do. This is school, not prison. As far as I know, the only reason that the administration has given for this gross offense against civil liberties is that students were using their phones to text answers to other students. If students in classrooms are able to sneak their phones into class and use them on tests, then how can the administration possibly moderate who uses what during lunch? In addition, it would be just as easy to pass a slip of paper with answers to another student. Obviously, the administration has overstepped their bounds this time. But what is our recourse? First of all, repost this. Put it in your profile. Tell your parents about it. Print out this message, which is available in my Mispas blog. In addition to being noisy about it and getting parents to complain, you can, as will I, refuse to sign the student handbook. If we can get a large amount of the students to refuse to sign the handbook, then the administration will see their problem. Whether or not they choose to acknowledge our concerns remains to be seen. My name is David Morris. I am a senior at SCHS, and I would be overjoyed to share my concerns with the administration and to discuss their opinions, as long as they consented to do it either in a public forum or they would allow me to record our conversation. I am waiting for a reply.